If you are a Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this reading is for you. This is a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest for another Taurus. Okay, Taurus, for this reading, I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross spread. For your center energy, I have the Knight of Swords. So in this moment, I think the energy that you are embracing is a little bit more fast-paced than the average energy of a Taurus. You know, Tauruses, you're very methodical, things that you do are very thought out. And not to say that you aren't thinking things through, but I feel like right now you have a lot of mental clarity about what it is you want to do in life, or what it is that you want. You've got your eye on something. And I think that you are moving very quickly towards that. For your crossing energy, I have the King of Cups. So your crossing energy is really what's helping or hurting you. In this moment, I think that you are needing to really get in tune with your more emotional side. I think with the King of Cups, you know, he's very compassionate. He is very emotionally wise. And that's just really the energy that I'm seeing would help you in this moment if you were to tap into it, but also could kind of hurt you if you're not letting yourself access that part of you. Sorry, the light's going crazy because I'm in a different room, but hopefully it settles. For your recent past energy, I have the Ace of Swords, specifically in reverse. So I'm seeing that in the recent past, I don't think that you had this mental clarity that you're maybe having in this moment. I think that you were kind of stuck for a minute, probably because you weren't having clarity around a certain situation. You weren't having clear communication. I think that it was kind of hard for you to figure out what was going on mentally, and that kind of put you at a standstill, because I feel you know, the energy that I'm getting from this reading is you're someone who maybe just likes to have all your thoughts together. You like to have very clear communication and very clear thoughts when you're delivering your communication or when you're moving forward with something. And I don't think that you necessarily had that in the recent past. In the near future, I have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So I am definitely seeing that there might have been a recent period of time where, like I said, things are very unclear. Maybe your finances weren't the best. There's just some kind of adversity that you've been having to overcome. And I definitely see in the future that you're going to be doing so, because, you know, in this upright, it's kind of someone who is prevailing, although they are wounded. But in reverse, it's kind of making me see that you are kind of getting rid of all of the struggle altogether, and moving on to a different chapter of life. I also think that part of this newfound mental clarity that you have is maybe changing perspective from this person being wounded. You're kind of outgrowing that, and you're okay, let me change my perspective, let me shift into a different mentality and kind of stop letting life get the best of me. For your conscious energy, I have the Wheel of Fortune. So I definitely feel there is going to be some kind of shift in luck, but I don't really think it's actually luck. You know, I think that it feels oh, I'm getting luckier or whatever, but I definitely feel it's the consequences of your own actions, but in the best way possible. More so reaping the rewards of the seeds that you've been planting. Definitely things are just kind of turning around for the better, and it's gonna feel maybe oh, I'm so lucky, but I think it's good to remind yourself that you've been working towards this. For your subconscious energy, so what you don't see, I have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So so one thing that I will say is that maybe what you don't see is that you have been kind of holding yourself back by trying to keep control of something that isn't really necessarily going to work for you in life anymore. I think for some of you, this is very specific, maybe a work idea or something that you've been trying to make happen and it's just not going to happen. It's it's best if you just let it go. For others of you, I feel it's just change in general, change of your mindset, change of your daily habits, something along those lines. I just think that you have been kind of resisting that, and you're going to realize the most luck and change when you start to kind of let go of control a little bit. For how you see yourself in this moment, I have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So upright, this person, they're kind of feeling like they're carrying a lot of burdens. I think in reverse, in this moment, you're going to be kind of feeling like you can finally put some of those burdens down. I think you're going to be kind of feeling like the load of life is getting a little bit easier. Um, for some of you, I maybe not quite yet. For some of you, I do think that maybe what's happening is actually you are kind of getting to a point where you're trying to like prioritize what you should and shouldn't take on the responsibility of. Um, for how others see you, I see the Six of Wands in reverse. With the Six of Wands in reverse, upright, it would be you getting recognition for like your hard work. In reverse, I think that other people are seeing that you don't get as much recognition as you should, but I'm kind of getting the specific message that they're thinking that you're not giving yourself that recognition. Like, I don't think that they think like, oh, for most situations, I don't think that they're thinking like you're not necessarily getting like recognition from others. I think it's like they see you and the way you talk about yourself and how hard you are on yourself and how you're always like looking to achieve more, and they're kind of wondering like why you wouldn't be so proud of yourself for the things that you've already accomplished. And they just see yourself as like always wanting a little more but not really giving yourself recognition for how far you've come this far. um, which may be kind of like a message in itself that you should kind of stop and realize how much you have accomplished. I think that this reading is all about kind of shifting perspectives. So I think that maybe that would help you shift perspectives a bit, as if you were to be like, okay, instead of thinking to myself like what I haven't done thus far, maybe let me recognize what I have done thus far, and then that way in the future, I can take account what I've already done and then be happy for what else is to come. Your biggest fear slash hope, I have the Seven of Wands. I definitely think that kind of going against traditional meaning, this is you being a little bit scared but hopeful for change. I think that you are kind of like defending your position and just kind of like trying to maybe keep things how they are. I think Taurus is, just like astrology coming into play. You guys are fixed signs. I think it takes a lot longer for you guys to be comfortable with things changing, and you like your stability in things. So I think that maybe like one of your biggest fear is letting things change. But also I think that secretly, or like deep down, or maybe not even deep down at this point, maybe you're just like, okay, I'm ready for it. You're hoping that like things will change. But also that like it's gonna be a little hard for you to let go of that control. Um, and then the outcome of this reading, I have the World. So I do see that there is going to be a completion soon. I do see that you are going to be kind of moving on to a new chapter of life. And I think that all makes sense. Obviously, going with the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of telling me that maybe this is going to be an easier, more lucky time for you. But definitely change is coming. Let's pull an advice card for Taurus. Advice for Taurus. Advice from the universe for Taurus. Oh. I got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands as advice is all about embracing new beginnings, specifically ones that spark your passion. I think that, if you are like having any question about what path you need to take moving forward, it's definitely the universe telling you that you need to take the path that leads you to be more passionate, and to be bold and assertive when you do so. I hope that reached a Taurus who needed to hear it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.